Hello everybody, Kinja427 here with a bit of an unorthodox video. This is another Lost Castle Nightmare mode attempt. I started filming off camera, but then I drank a potion and got hit by a spell which has your character flash red because of damage, but then goes back to their normal skin color. However, the potion that I drank changed my character's appearance. It was the small cyan pot that changes hair color from green to yellow in this instance. Everything has been dyed red, and I don't think it's ever going to change. Although, maybe if I take damage? I just want to showcase this anyway, because, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a longer video. And also, because I think it's a great start, because it's a sudden change. It's a great introduction to my newest series, Richard Reviews. This is Richard Reviews. Yes, my real name is Richard. I think I've said this before, but just in case. Yep, I'm Richard. So, the book series, so I would like to point out, this video will contain heavy spoilers for the book series. Please don't tell my parents. This technically 6 book series includes Please Don't Tell My Parents I'm a Supervillain. Please Don't Tell My Parents I Blew Up the Moon. Please Don't Tell My Parents I Have Henchmen. Please Don't Tell My Parents I Have a Nemesis. And Please Don't Tell My Parents You Believe Her. With the optional book title, which I'm calling optional because it takes place in the same universe, however, during a different time period of the main story. I did not give that spider super intelligence. So, if you're still here and ignored the warning, let me give you a basic plot summary. Yes, I know people will do that. I know because I've done it too. So, Penelope Ack, middle schooler in California. Her parents are both superheroes. Well, retired superheroes. What is it? Let's see. There is Brian the Brain, and I can never remember the mom's name. The Audit. That's her superhero name. I cannot remember her civilian identity. Wait, BB. That's it. So, anyway, Penelope Ack is the daughter of 2 brilliant retired superheroes. So, of course, she expects to have some superpowers of her own. However, she is in middle school and isn't feeling anything. Until one day, she gets her superpower. Making inventions. She has no idea what she's making, she has no idea what she plans to make. She just knows that she blacks out and makes stuff. So, anyway, Penelope Ack is joined by her 2 friends, Claire Lutra and Ray Viles. They are her best friends, and we never learn about Ray's parents, but we do know that Claire is the daughter of Misty Lutra, aka the Minx, a retired superheroine who started out as a supervillainess. Ray, we know, comes from we don't know anything about his home life. It's never talked about. But anyway, they're best friends, as I've said. So, they just want to have fun and make cool stuff. But then the popular kid, shoot, like, try to remember her name. Marcia. I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember their names. It's been some time since I've watched or listened to the books, because unfortunately I've only read book 1 on paper. Everything else has been on audio. So, excuse me if it takes me a second to remember the names of everyone. Okay, so anyway, Marcia, or that's her. What is her sidekick name? How do I forget what she is named? What's her? Miss A. Yeah, as she is called in the superhero community. Everyone has a civilian and a superhero name, although sometimes I can only remember superhero. So I'll just say whatever name I remember first. I'm just going to say everyone in the form of blank, aka blank, at first. But anyway, so Marcia comes along, and at the science fair, Penelope displays her first invention, a bracelet that's simply called the Machine. It's revealed later to her as after she invented it, she learned what it is. It is a really good recycling unit. This book series is weird. But anyway, so she comes up with this all on her own without meaning to. And Marcia uses alien tech from the invasion that did not officially happen to win the science fair. Ray, who through drinking a serum that is in universe called Super Cheerleader Serum, invented by Penelope, or Penny, just to make Claire viable to try out for cheerleading. That gives him enhanced human abilities. So, like, he can jump higher, run farther, run faster, punch harder, etc. And Claire has unlocked the same superpower as her mother, clouding men's minds. Although it is important that her mother clouds men's minds with lust, while Claire does it with cuteness. So, anyway, Ray gets incredibly mad, thinking that Marcia has cheated, and goes on a rampage at the science fair after hours because, well, super villainy. Yeah, and through a series of convoluted coincidences, Penelope, Penny, Claire, and Ray are all labeled as supervillains. And Penny is really, really upset about this because, well, her parents are superheroes. So this is like telling your parents, who are police officers, that you are a wanted criminal. Except 10 times worse. Anyway, they managed to actually be good at supervillainy, much to the dismay of Penny at first, and throughout the entire series, really. She never got over that. But anyway, now they have to make the best of it, because, well, why not? And yeah, that's essentially it for the first book. I think I've hit the main plot synopsis without going too far into spoiler territory, the second book takes place in outer space. So it's just like, you go from California to Jupiter. Yeah, why not? It is important to note that this book cannot be just written as a terrible sequel. It is pretty good, and one character in particular does come back from this experience. So yeah. It's really complicated for me to explain all this, especially because the last time that I listened to all of this was over the summer. And I've got to say, this red glitch is really weird. I'm sorry, this is just distracting me from my overall views on it. So, I've got to say, the book series is weird, but that's what its goal is to be. It's not trying to be anything else. It's weird. It's a very interesting take on it, on the whole superhero, supervillain thing, by having a reluctant supervillain. Because, again, Penny never wanted to be a supervillain. In fact, the third and fourth books are all about her trying to make Penelope Ack a superhero, being separated from Bad Penny, her supervillain name. So, essentially, she's trying to live a double life and get rid of the bad double half. Eventually, this makes her make a robot body that her consciousness gets transferred into. As it turns out, her superpower wasn't really a superpower. It was... well, she compares it to a parasite, although it's unclear what it really was. I mean, that's what she thinks, but it might not be what it actually is. And I've got to say, the one major gripe that I have about this is that Penelope, we never see her confess to her parents. I have to say, I enjoyed everything else about it, but this one major gripe, I would have liked to see her have to, her sitting down with her parents and telling this, even if it was in the frickin' prologue of the 5th book. Because it happens. So after Penny is transferred into this robot body, an entirely separate story in and of itself, this book series is incredibly weird. I've already said that, but it bears repeating. Sorry, but anyway. After that, the other consciousness of her goes home and confesses to her parents. Off screen, off the books. We never hear the dialogue. Which is just like, come on. That's the main thing that I wanted to have happen. Because that's just like what the entire book series has culminated to. That is the overall climax. So why isn't it in the frickin' book? You just had the climax happen between books. Oh my gosh, why? Just breathe, Richard. It's okay. But anyway, that is essentially the abridged back of the book summary of book 1, along with a few highlights from the other books, and my biggest complaint. So, overall, final review, I liked it. There are time jumps in there, but they make sense. They don't come out of nowhere. It's okay that they happen, because, She's in middle school. We don't have to know every single detail about her life. Also, I really wish the video game, Teddy Bears and Machine Guns, that they play, I wish that was real. I'd like someone to go in and make that game themselves. Okay? You only learn about it from the first book. There might, like, it's only really played in the first book. I know, I've read all 5. There might be something in Please Don't, or I did not give that spider super intelligence, but I doubt it. It takes place in the 80s and is purely there for lore. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I just couldn't get into it. So, which book was the weakest in the series? Oh my gosh, well, this one is really hard. Personally, I hated book 4, but that was... It was a great book. I loved it. However, the virtual library only had books 1 through 4, and only as audiobooks. And book 4 ended on a cliffhanger. And I had no way to get to the 5th book for an entire year. So I was left on that cliffhanger for an entire year. But in terms of quality, I've got to say, book 3 just kind of existed. I mean, and I'm trying to think of, like, memorable things that happened in it, but I've got nothing. But oh my gosh, everything is dyed red, even the freaking chat box. I'm sorry. But anyway, my favorite book in the series, I really enjoyed book 1. There was great action in it. Everything felt like nothing felt rushed. The world building was simple. It wasn't complex yet. The villains, the anti-villain, the anti-heroes, the heroes, everyone, they felt believable. Everything felt believable. And then book 2, the book series, if I had one complaint, I'd say that they kind of jumped the shark a little bit too early. If they had moved book 2 to the position of, like, between books 3 and 4, I feel that would have been a bit better, as I understand physically why it takes time, why there had to be a large time gap between books 2 and 4, but, like, also, I would like to get some returns to Jupiter, where book 2 takes place. And hey, I did say this video would contain spoilers, but anyway, that's just my review on the book series known as Please Don't Tell My Parents by Richard Roberts. If you have enjoyed, please hit the like button down below. I don't have any Amazon links in the description, unless I remember to do so, but just go look it up on Amazon. You guys know how it works. Go to Amazon, type in, Please Don't Tell My Parents. It is not hard. And this just covers my butt in case I forget. Well, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.